You're listening to After the Review.
After the review.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are here for week 10 of Backyard Bookies. I am your host, Peter. Joining me, as always, my man in crime, partner, really, the man, the myth, the legend, not Terrell, it's Scott. Scott, good week for us again, brother. Another winners, more winners.
Not a bad week, money-wise. I mean, I think I was up like $15, so
It was $14 hairs.
We still went up a little bit, but losing record this week. I did kind of go a little bit out on a limb there with the prop bet.
You were 2 inches short twice. Literally
an inch away. It was actually called a touchdown.
He was clearly short, though.
It wasn't a touchdown.
It was not controversial.
Obvious,
it's not controversial.
It was not controversial, but it was a little disappointing. I was pretty happy with that Dalvin Cook almost touchdown. Then Damian Harris scored literally 2 minutes right after that happened. All right, maybe Dalvin has another.
He almost had another shot at the end of the
left
game. He got tackled on that last drive of the game, just short, and then we threw a touchdown.
Didn't happen. The two unders didn't hit for me. It's a little tough there, but the two games that I wanted to come through for me, they did.
Unfortunately,
that makes it happy. That makes it a happy week for me, but still a 2-3 week, up a little money, but.
All right, so like I said, you were up $14 hairs, bringing your grand total to $13.62. Very strong, very strong. Run it down. Hit the lock of Utah -7 with a comfortable 40-point win on Friday night.
Yeah, I left the bar at halftime. Like, yeah, this shit's over.
You were very hesitant when I texted you, and I was like, "You're up 30 points."
Hey, you never know though.
I watched
in
that
game. You kind of do know. You could definitely tell. It was 35 nuts at half.
It was not close.
It wasn't close at all.
How did Oregon?
Actually,
how did Oregon lose to that team?
That's a burning question. They did have
doesn't matter.
Their quarterback out. But,
it doesn't matter.
Still 52-7.
It was our most comfortable locks, I would say.
Yeah, this was definitely our most comfortable two locks of the week. I think we both pretty much covered those
easy.
Much within the first half, both of us.
No, I was only up. We blew it in the first half. Okay, let's finish it. You hit the TCU game +7. We're going to talk about that. Unbelievable. Lost your under. Colorado State, Wyoming. Sickening. UNLV, New Mexico. Shed a tear for our Lobos. They did not hit the under. And they lost the game straight out. Yeah, and then, like you said, your parlay with Cook touchdown, Harris touchdown, did not hit, but 6-3 on locks, 13.62 for the season, still pretty decent. My lock, Golden State, money, another 40-point lock right there. I texted you, I was like, I should have done the bet in basketball where by every point you cover, you get more money based on how much on the spread. I probably could have got some real good odds on Golden State there. I was very comfortable with that pick. Golden State is a very good bet this year. They're a very good team. I was a little nervous at halftime. They did blow like they went on like a 15-0 run, New Orleans at the end of the half, and Golden State was still winning at half.
Just imagine when they get back Klay Thompson.
They're gonna win
I just don't even.
They probably were a great futures bet to win the title. That's gonna be a real tough team to beat in the play. That's gonna be a title team.
Plus 1,200-ish.
They were good money. It was very. I know a lot of smart guys had a future on Golden State to win the title, which is smart money. I lost the Baylor game. Shed a tear. I'm gonna give you props to this one, Scott. I was wrong. Baylor was distracted by the dog water TCU uniforms they had on. Probably the ugliest things I've ever seen. I get they're trying to go with the bloody horned frog thing, but it was just terrible look. And Bohannon forgot how to play football in the second half of that game because I was feeling real comfortable at the 30-yard line to take a 5-point lead with the ball, and things just kind of spiraled out of control out of there. So
I'm tickled you say that, Pete, because you don't always admit you're wrong, and I really
I blame Baylor.
Really think that goes a long way.
I
appreciate you finally saying you're wrong one time.
I blame the damn Baptist. Okay, it's those damn Baptists. I blame Green TCU. It's no longer purple Baylor. It is Green TCU. Liberty lost that one against Mississippi State. I was down 24-0 at half, and I was looking real bad, but just a terrible pick by Malik to end the game. They had 1st and goal at the 10 with about a minute left, and he just throws a terrible, meaningless just heave into the end zone on first down. I didn't get it. He would have easily hit it if they hit that touchdown. So sickening. Bengals on Sunday -2.5. I should have known better. It's the Baker Mayfield cycle. I should have known better. Play like dog shit. Get criticized. Play as an underdog. Play an inferior opponent or equal opponent. Beat them. Feel good. Talk shit to the media. Now Baker's going to play shit like shit again. So
addition by subtraction, Pete.
Maybe. Baker did only throw the ball 15 times. But I've been saying it for years. People called me crazy. I said OBJ and Baker don't work. It just doesn't work. It's off. So that does work. But let's not act like Baker, burned the rug on a 40-point win. He threw the ball 15 times. That's Jimmy Garoppolo-esque numbers right there. Thankfully, and then got the Cardinals, I was expecting Kyler Murray to play. He didn't play. Kind of a letdown. Kingsbury played it safe. But Colt McCoy, good backup. No Hopkins either. Took care of business. Niners didn't play great. Colt McCoy played very good. Arizona's defense is very good. Arizona's defense makes life difficult for a lot of teams, and that always helps. And Colt McCoy's never going to hurt you. He's 12 years in the league. He's going to take care of the football. Cliff Kingsbury, I said in the podcast, I got to give him a little love here. Took things back. It was a good week. So I won $34, though, because 2-3, just like you. But we hit the locks. Locks are what matter. 8-2 or 7-2 on the season on locks, bringing my grand total to 1297. We are in a very close matchup. But let's get into this week's games. What's your first one on the docket?
First one on the docket is one team that beat A&M and one team that got their shit rocked by A&M. Mississippi State and Auburn.
Okay.
Mississippi State is...
that's a little unfair to Auburn. Let's be fair. There was no offensive touchdowns in the game. No offensive touchdowns scored in the game. And it was 9-3 with about 7 minutes left.
No. A&M defense came out, so I don't give a shit. They beat the hell out of them, and it was great.
That's what we do.
That wasn't even trying to be an A&M thing.
All right, let's go. All right, Mississippi State, Auburn.
Anyway,
good game. I looked at this game as well.
So Mississippi State's +6. Over/under is 50. Coming off that pretty tough loss to A&M.
It was a physical smash mouth game.
It was. They're going to be back at home. I'm still not convinced Auburn's really that good. Bo Nix, I don't think is that good either. Playing against good defenses, I don't think he's played very well this year. He's not an NFL guy, that's for damn sure.
No.
And I forgot what the Mississippi State quarterback, Rogers, I think is his last name, right?
I couldn't tell you.
I think that's his last name.
Makes sense.
Been playing pretty well. Although Auburn is at home, I do like Mississippi State plus the points. It's actually gone up from 5.5 when I took it to 6.
Oh, even better.
At now. So I'm going to take the 6. 33 to win 30 on that one. It's an SEC battle. Like, you kind of never know what you're going to get unless you're, Alabama or a Georgia playing against a more inferior team. So when you play two teams that kind of
similar
or evenly matched, it's a little tough. So when it comes to that, I usually like to take the points. Although Auburn is at home, it's a little scary. War Eagle, place to play. But plus 6, Mississippi State's been playing pretty well, so we'll take the 6 points, 33 to win 30 on that one.
Okay, I like that. My logic on that one is Auburn is going to be beat. That defense is going to be worn out. It was a smash mouth game. The offense is going to have – they're going to be tired. It was a very physically exerting game against the Aggies. Mississippi State, tough loss at Arkansas, a little bit of the same thing. You brought in 2 field goals. I feel bad for the kicker that Leach benched for the next guy to then miss it. But I don't blame Leach for benching the kicker. The kicker had missed 2 field goals in the game already, so screw it. They both had played significant time this year, both kickers. He's been switching them all year, so I'm okay with that move, but a little tough. I like that pick. I was on that. I like that game too. All right, I'm going to stick in the SEC here, but a non-conference SEC game. I'm literally just betting a number here. Alabama didn't look great.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Alabama did not look great on Saturday. It was a very physical game with LSU. You know what? And that takes a lot out of you. LSU's defense played awesome. Bama's defense played awesome. LSU's offense ran the most 8 straight inept plays I've ever seen to end a game, essentially, to lose, because I thought they had a real shot to win that game, which would have helped the Ags tremendously. But I'm getting 52.5 points with the New Mexico State Aggies coming to town. Now, they might have a vendetta. Real Aggies beat them. They got another Aggies coming into town. They may take out the whooping on them. I expect Bama to win this game comfortably. 52 points is a little too comfortable for me. I am just taking a number here. If I lose this game, I lose this game, but it's just too juicy not to take 52 points. Bama's offense has not been explosive the last few weeks in the season. There's a lot of film on them. So I expect this game to be a 48-7 game, maybe, 48-3. Bama's defense shuts this thing down. The offense feels good enough, scoring 40-plus points with the starters. Maybe a little bit more ball control. They ran the ball for, I think it was 3 total yards against LSU, the lowest since 1990 for Bama. So maybe they run the ball a little bit more, shorten the game up a little bit, just based on we got to figure our run game out, which could help. So I am betting 22 to win 20 here, 11 a.m. kickoff. New Mexico State Aggies getting 52 points on the road. I'm really betting a number here, and I'm not totally sold on Bama.
I mean, Bama usually doesn't cover when their spreads are over 50.
This is factual.
Like the past 3 times, so it's not the worst bet. Like you said, Alabama's 0-1 against Aggies this year, so that's a big stat. Big stat. Apparently,
it means a lot.
They wanted to schedule 2 Aggies. I think they're going to beat both. So maybe they'll go 0-2 against them. Who knows? Maybe. What's the New Mexico State money line on this one?
Let's see. Is this our? We got a
sprinkle $5 on there.
So we got a plus 8,000 for New Mexico State. Bama is currently minus 100,000 money line.
8,000. So $5 would win
a lot of money.
Oh, like $800? No, I can't do math right
now.
No,
$10 would win $800.
Yeah, so $400. 5 to win $400.
It's a good risk.
Hey, you can do.
I like the minus
$5 laying around.
That might be a typo on Action, but minus 100,000 currently for Alabama.
No, I guarantee that's not a typo. I guarantee you. That's,
so $100,000 to win 100. Good bet right there.
If you got $100,000 laying around.
Could be free money, but we see how that goes sometimes. We see how that goes.
Sprinkled in a 15-team parlay or something. And, that extra $3 on the parlay. I like the bet. Like I said, Alabama doesn't like to cover 50-point spread, so I like that a lot. For my second game, staying in the SEC. A
lot of SEC action.
I guess we're not leaving that for a little bit. Kentucky Vanderbilt.
Oh.
We talked about Vanderbilt pretty early in the year. Week 2 and 3, they are abysmal. They've actually come alive a little bit. They've actually started to put up a little bit of points here. They put up 28 against Missouri. 6 against Mississippi State. Okay, whatever.
Missouri has the worst defense in the country, I think. It's pretty bad.
20 against South Carolina. They had put up a goose against Florida, but last couple weeks they put up a couple points here, so they've come alive a little bit. The spread is 21.5. I like Kentucky minus 21.5. I think this is actually a no-brainer. As much as Vanderbilt has sort of, I won't even say totally figured it out, but they've figured out how to put up a couple points.
Kentucky puts up a lot of points also.
Kentucky, they won't be able to stop Kentucky's run. They won't. And Kentucky's defense has been one of the best in the nation so far.
Except for last week.
They have come up. Except for that, I'd say they have had their struggles the past couple weeks. They're on a 3-game loser. Tennessee, Mississippi State, and of course you're going to lose to Georgia. They're obviously going to be the best team in football. They'll probably end up winning the whole thing. I can't imagine any team beating them, but Kentucky minus 21.5. It just doesn't seem like enough for Vanderbilt to cover that. I think I'm going to go actually pretty big. I kind of want to.
He wants to boost to this lead.
I'm kind of tired of betting these little poon bets here. I'm going to go 55 to win 50 on this one. Not that I'm going to watch the game at all, but I think Kentucky's going to run all over them. It's not going to be close. Vanderbilt at home, it's kind of like almost a TCU game at home, like we've been talking about. Is Vanderbilt at home really any different than?
No. There might be there's going to be more
playing at the intramural field.
There's going to be more Kentucky fans for sure at this game.
Exactly.
Kentucky fans travel very well.
Home field advantage means nothing in this one. easily swallow the three touchdowns in the hook here. So 55 to win, 50, 21.5 Kentucky.
You're gonna put the pressure on me, but not this week. I'm not gonna bite. I'm not gonna take the bait yet. Maybe next week if you hit on these, put me back against the wall. I got another SEC game for us, but it's my lock. So we're gonna have to hold on that. Take a pause. We're going to the NFL. Last week was a crazy week. Lots of upsets. Crazy. I think they said 7 5-point dogs won straight up last week. And if the Vikings had won, it would have been 8. And they should have won that game. Blew a 2-touchdown lead in the second half. So, you know what? I like this, though. I'm going to stick with a team I had last week. They were great for me. Kyler Murray's back. Coming home. Playing the Panthers. I expect DeAndre Hopkins to be back as well. I know the hamstring's bothering him a little bit, but this is a game you want to win. You're at home. Back out in the desert there. Now they got to roll the grass in, from the outside. Hopefully that's enough real grass indoors. It's the only thing. The problem is grass gets a little messy there.
We can't lose Kyler again. Cole McCoy's a pretty good backup, but he's not Kyler. He's only worth 2 or 3 games. He's not Kyler Murray, so we need that grass to go through enough photosynthesis for us to
real strong and strong rooted,
nice and strong. Get Kyler Murray running.
Protect the ankle.
Lose that guy again.
Protect the ankle. Exactly. So, but I don't know if this hurts or helps. Sam Darnold broke his shoulder. Broke his shoulder blade. He is out. So we got PJ coming in, AFL superstar, ex-Temple guy, knows the Matt Rule system. Not very dynamic in an NFL game. Decent backup, but I don't think he's going to be able to move the ball. Like I said, that Cardinals defense is ferocious. May not hurt you with the turnovers. Not going to do enough on offense to score some points here. So I'm going to swallow 9.5 here in the desert with the Cardinals at home. I grabbed this league. It's up to 10.5. I grabbed this right when I heard PJ was coming in for the start. I was already looking at this, expecting Kyler to be back. But I like 10.5. I like 10 in the hook too as well, just because of the Panthers' offense is going to be very limited. I know CMC's back, but it's tough sledding against that Cardinal defense. You saw what they did against the Niners. Niners can run the ball. So I'm banking on Kyler Murray to be motivated, have a healthy ankle, inspired by Colt McCoy, who's gunning for his job, clearly. He's going to play inspired football. Hop's back, where I'm expecting. Hopefully A.J. Green's back. Maybe not from the COVID. Who knows? But, I like the points here at home for the Cardinals, one of the best teams in the NFC.
Well, I was looking on another note. I was looking at the next game I was going to pick and didn't realize that the game got postponed.
It's the Cal game.
Looks like I didn't realize that.
So you need me.
I was gonna take USC minus 1.5, but I was like, where the hell is this game? Had no idea the game got postponed. So
the game got postponed. We're recording this a little early.
We're gonna have to. This is a Wednesday. I am leaving to go out of town tomorrow, so we are recording on a Wednesday. So on the spot here, I might have to.
I'll give you know what
another game here.
You know what? You do a little bit of looking here, so people know. I'll give you my 4th game. You do a little bit of looking. I could talk all day about this one. I'm breaking my rule here. I'm breaking your rule. I got a prop for us. Got a prop this week. You inspired me a little bit. We got the Vikings at the Chargers this weekend out in L.A. Since 2020, the Chargers have played 17 one-score games. That's the most in the NFL. And the Vikings have played 16 one-score games. That's the second most in the NFL. The line is 2.5. I'm not touching this line. Like I said, we're going to a prop. How about my man Kirk Cousins? Haters going to hate. My man's clutch. Went down the field against Baltimore, tied the game with a touchdown. Converted a 4th down and long. Talk the shit you want. This is not Kirk Cousins' fault. This team is bad. He's been very big in big spots. He gets it done, especially in that early window, as Colin likes to say. But he's not known as a mobile quarterback. He's a little slow. But 3.5 rushing yards total right now.
I did see that.
I'm taking the over here. For the last 5 games, Kirk's hit the over comfortably. He had 8. I guess 4 is not super comfortable. 8, 4, 16, and he had 1 yard last week. Chargers got a pretty decent pass rush, especially with Joey Bosa. That's when Kirk tends to step up in the pocket, maybe make some things happen. So I'm really liking this one here. Over 3.5 rushing yards from my man Kirk Cousins. He's feeling the desperation. The team doesn't need to win. I want him to lose at this point just to rack up a draft pick with the new coaching staff. But he's got too much pride. He's going to do it. I could see maybe 1 or 2 tucks and goes, maybe even a play that looks like a sack and he just kind of falls forward for 1.5 yards. You have those sometimes. So I like this number a lot. It is -120. So I'm going to throw a little bit of cheddar on my man Kirk here, and I'm going to bet 35 to win 30 on Captain Kirk Cousins to get over 3.5 rushing yards. Maybe he'll take some inspiration from Lamar last week, who ran for $120. He'll feel that inspiration and be ready to make some moves in the pocket there against the Chargers.
Did see that one. That's actually one that was pretty advertised. Like, yeah, go ahead. You should probably go ahead and take that one. I do like that. But going back to college football, my
your bread and butter.
Here. Apologize for the lack of studying and looking into games that are being postponed. I apologize for that, all my viewers out there. But we did find a game that's kind of juicy.
Ooh.
In the meantime, Southern Miss, UTSA. Southern Miss minus as plus 33. Really, this is basically. So Southern Miss is plus 33. 65% of the bets are on Southern Miss. But when you look at the recent schedule against the spread on both of these teams, Southern Miss, L. Last 5 times. Last 5 games, oof. L's against the spread and L's straight up. UTSA, last 4 games, winners and winners against the spread. I don't think this game's going to be any different. I think when you get 2 really mismatches like this, especially when you have more like the lower tier teams, kind of not the Big 5 teams, like it's a big difference when you have a really good non-Power 5 team
and a
really shitty non-Power 5 team. 33 points is a lot of points, but UTSA has been on a heater. They're going to be at home. Minus 33, that's 5 touchdowns. I think they're going to score at will. I don't think it's even going to be close. 54.5 is the over-under. I think I'd even take the under on that one. I don't know if Southern Miss will hardly even score against them. Let's see. Yeah, so they put up 14, 10, 0, 13, 19. 19 was against Rice.
Yikes.
They put up a goose egg against UAB. Didn't score against UAB. Pretty terrible. Pretty awful.
It's not great.
Pretty abysmal. UTEP, they put up 13. It's not going to be a pretty game. It's on ESPN Plus. No one's going to be watching it. I think everyone just knows UTSA is going to pretty much.
They're running
pretty much sore.
They're running the table
right
now.
Through here.
They're going to run
33.
The table.
Yeah, 33 points is almost, I feel like, nothing. So 55 to win 50. UTSA minus 33. I think it's going to be an absolute shit housing in San Antonio. So. Pretty confident.
All right. I can feel that. All right, you want to go give us your next one?
So my second one, I know we had a little bit of problem last week with the Dalvin Cook thing. My guy Damian Harris scored. Before that, my guy Josh Allen scored with a minute left. I'm going to keep going with these prop bets. One of these guys that are on my fantasy team here, so
still staying afloat.
Little double trouble here. Hollywood Brown.
Ooh.
Has been pretty hot lately. He's kind of a home run hitter a little bit, but he gets a bunch of receptions as well. He gets 4 or 5 at least a game, makes it a bunch of touchdowns. He's like ranked, I think, 6th or 7th in fantasy in wide receivers, which is pretty crazy. He was a pretty low draft pick. I think I got him like in the 11th round or something like that. It was pretty
People
low.
didn't trust him. He can't catch the ball, and all of a sudden he can.
Yeah. 61.5 yards, minus 120. I like that a lot. I think he'll, especially with Lamar coming off a pretty good
Thursday night
week.
game. This is a Thursday night game, so
coming off a pretty good week. So yeah, we can pick Thursday games today.
Yeah, this is true. We're on it.
Yeah. So 61.5 points. I love it. Minus 120. We're gonna parlay that. We're gonna do 2 of them again. Austin Eckler for the Chargers. He hasn't been super consistent with his receptions this year. He's usually been pretty big back out of the
guy out of the backfield.
Receiver out of the backfield, catching balls for Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's started off hot, kind of on the decline now, but still 4.5 receptions. I do like 4.5 receptions, so you might have some dump offs. Hopefully a bunch of dump offs. -105. I like that a lot. I think Alson Eckler is pretty much the lead back. He's going to be in there for mostly all 3 downs, so he'll have plenty of opportunity to catch the ball from Justin Herbert.
We struggle
parlay both of those.
We struggle with that sometimes,
Yeah.
so just like it.
But hopefully it comes through for us. 4.5 is a lot, but I think he can catch 5 balls. We'll see. I think the last few weeks he hasn't, but I think he can. Hopefully he can come through for us. I'm going to put 50 on this one.
Oh my goodness.
The parlay is a +260, putting them together, so 50 to win $130. I'm not messing around this week. I'm tired of these little poon bets.
He's gonna be poor. He's gonna be poor this week. After this week, I can feel it.
Not saying it's all or nothing this week, but kind of want to win some big money, some big fake money here. Looking for some big hits here. So parlay +260, 50 to win 130. It's gonna be fun this weekend.
Okay,
fun.
You got a lot on the line. I'm gonna stick in the NFL. Got 2 teams that got embarrassed last week. One on national television, and that would be the Los Angeles Rams. Kind of got shellacked at home. Matt Stafford, Stat Padford. I don't know how you feel about him, people. They were all loving his MVP race, and then primetime Matt just kind of showed back up against the Titans. Titans a good football team. Niners, however, on the other hand, are not a good football team. I don't know what's going on. Jimmy G is not that dude. Kyle Shanahan's not doing very well in his adjustments. Game is also on Sunday night again. It's in San Francisco, but I like the Rams in this spot. Von Miller, I think he's going to play this week. I'm hoping he's playing this week. I think Stafford takes a bounce back this week. I think they wake the hell up, took that loss. Just look in the mirror. They were riding high and pretty. The Rams were cruising. Life was not hard for the LA Rams. They got kicked in the teeth. I like them to bounce back. I think they're a well-coached team. I think they're a good team. They got to keep pace with the Cardinals in that division. It's a tight race. And Russell's coming back, so who knows what Seattle's going to do. I'm going to swallow 3 in the hook here on the road at the Niners. I think they're falling off. We may see Jimmy G benched in this game, I think, honestly. They can't really protect the Niners, so they're going to have to run the ball. Good luck running the ball and protecting against Von Miller and Aaron Donald if Von plays. But Aaron Donald alone is enough. Debo versus Ramsey, you can chalk that one up to Ramsey 9 times out of 10 usually. So it's really going to be on Brandon Ayuk, I think, and maybe Kittle. Kittle found a little bit of resurgence, but yeah, I think that I like the Rams to bounce back in this spot. It's real hard to get embarrassed 2 weeks in a row on national television as a good team, so I don't expect that to happen to the Rams here. I'm going to swallow 3.5, 22 to win 20 for the Los Angeles Rams.
Alrighty. Yeah, so going to our locks now.
This is it.
So we're going to go back to 2 teams that we've picked before. One of these teams you actually said were good at one point. Clemson and UConn. Kind of going back to the UTSA Southern Miss kind of idea here. Obviously Clemson hasn't been very good this year, but they're a Power 5 team. They are still Clemson. They still have Dabo. They still have very high 4-star, 5-star recruits. Maybe they haven't come together just yet.
They're struggling.
That is true, but when you play a team like UConn, who have 1 win, they don't put up very many points. They put up some points against really bad teams. They put up 28 against Vanderbilt. That's really key to them. Kind of going back to what I was saying about UTSA and Southern Miss, like when you have a team in the ACC that's usually a very, very prominently good team against a non-Power 5 team that sucks, usually that Clemson or that big Power 5 team is going to absolutely shut them down. The over-under is 51. Spread is 40.5. I think they'll probably cover the 40.5, but I also think that UConn will probably not score. Clemson's been pretty deliberate with how they score. Obviously, they don't put up too many points. But against UConn, I think they'll put up a decent amount, but I also don't think UConn's going to score at all. 51's too many points for me. The only thing I'm a little worried about, kind of also going back to last week, the Baylor TCU, I think it was 93% had money on Baylor spread. Same with this one. The under is 89%. That's a little scary.
That's a lot.
It's kind of going against what I've been saying about betting against the public here, but my only worry is UConn scoring like 2 touchdowns. If they score 2 touchdowns, it might be chalked. It might hit the over. I think Clemson will probably put up 42. I'm thinking about like a 42-45 nothing game. Hopefully,
roll in. Hopefully, hey, maybe Clemson lets you down and their offense does nothing. That's even better.
Maybe they both do nothing.
That'd be even
great.
better.
They both don't score. That'd be wonderful. 51 still just feels like too much. The public thinks the same way. It's a little scary, but we're gonna roll with them. 100 to win 91. I'm saying it's a lock, but I'm a little worried just about that 89% here. But all kind of figures out to UConn will not score. Clemson hopefully doesn't score that much, just because they haven't. So take the under 51. I just hope these hit this week, and I can just take a big lead on you, and we can just soar to the next week. But we'll see what happens.
You're gonna push me into a spot I don't want to be in, but we're gonna stay on brand. You're on brand. We bet unders on this podcast, show, whatever the hell this thing is. I said I was going to the SEC. We're going back to the SEC, and there's a certain team in the SEC. They don't give up any points. They don't hit overs, and that would be your number one Georgia Bulldogs. Going on the road this week to Rocky Top. Now, Tennessee's playing a little bit better than most people expected. I don't know if I'm sure they're going to have fans there. I probably would ban the students after their piss-poor showing last time against Ole Miss. But hit 5 straight unders, Georgia, and they haven't been high numbers. Under 59, under 50, under 44.5, under 45.5, under 48.5 for the Georgia Bulldogs. Tennessee's been scoring some points lately. You ain't scoring points on the Georgia Bulldogs. That's the best college defense I've seen in a long, long time. Georgia likes to play control against SEC opponents, especially teams that they consider a little bit better than average, which I would say Tennessee's right around that mark. They're going to get kicked in the teeth this weekend. I don't see any upset here for Georgia. I think Tennessee's going to really struggle to move the ball against them like everybody else. This game's got 34-7 written all over it, maybe 34-10. That's not close enough. I'm going under 56.5 points here. This is a little bit bigger of a number, I think, for the Bulldogs. Like I said, they like to shut people down in conference. We're 3 straight unders 50s, or 4 out of 5 under 50s right there. They had the one under 59 that they hit. I don't think they got to 50. I have to double check on that. So, yeah, until I can see anybody with the offense that can score Georgia, maybe the backups. The only thing I'm worried about is the backups for Tennessee, scoring on the backups against Georgia, to get the backdoor cover. But I'm really not worried about this game, I don't think. Honestly, if anybody scores 3 touchdowns against Georgia, you know what? I'll take. I deserve whatever happens if you can manage even 14 points. And like I said, I think that Georgia's offense is a little limited. They're not great. They're good. They're not great. It's not the typical Georgia.
They just seem kind of like just a big play, like one-hit wonder sometimes. Like some drives, they just have one big 60-yard play. And like at the end of the half against Florida.
Yeah, just like the disaster.
Big play, and it just turned into a shit show for Florida. So, I think you're kind of right on the Georgia thing. They're great D, but their offense is just, I think, just above average or nothing special.
They don't have that back that they normally have. Georgia normally's got a bell cow in the backfield that can just churn up 200-yard games like, drinking water, whatever. It's usually easy. They don't have that this year. Little limited at quarterback. Like I said, the only team that's beaten Georgia is a defensive team. You're going to play a 17-10 game to beat Georgia. You ain't beating Georgia in the 30s. Not going to happen. They're not giving up 30 points. So unless Tennessee brings out all the tricks, all the stuff, who knows? They might. I like this game here on the road. This is going to hurt the Georgia offense even more being on the road. So, yeah, like I said, under 56.5, 100 to win 91 for me. All right, let's go our head-to-head. We got a little interesting head-to-heads this week. I like this. Let's start college football. Let's start with the giant killer in the Big Ten. The Purdue Boilermakers are at the number 4 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Can Purdue make it 3 for 3 this year on beating top 5 Big Ten teams? The line is 20.5 points here. Pretty big number at the shoe. Who you like in this game?
Like you said, they beat Michigan State. They beat Iowa. Two big-time defensive teams, big-time Big Ten teams. Ohio State's been pretty hot the last couple weeks. Except, they
Nebraska
kind of a stinker against Nebraska.
Nebraska was right there. We almost had our upset of the week.
R.I.P. Bear. Looked pretty good for a while.
When the kicker missed the field goal, through. I knew it was over.
Didn't pull through. I was really rooting for that to win. Ohio State's been pretty hot since their Oregon loss. I think, although they have been pretty hot, 20.5 is a lot of points.
It's a big number.
I can see Ohio State winning by maybe like 14 points, maybe like a 35-24 kind of game. Purdue put up some points against them. I'm really just betting the number here. I think Ohio State will end up winning, but 20.5 is a lot. So we're going to take Purdue plus the points. I'm
going to go the other way this week, I think. I like a lot what Ohio State does. People doubt the offense. It's been a little inconsistent. Ohio State's not going to sleepwalk this game. When you giant slate 2 teams back-to-back, now maybe Purdue won't have a letdown. They had a letdown after they beat Iowa against Wisconsin, big letdown. So they're going to be professional. Maybe they know how to handle themselves after a big win. So they're going to be gunning for them, but I think Ohio State's going to be locked in. They're in the playoff now. They can't afford to slip up to Purdue. You slip up here to Purdue, you're done. Your season's over. You're not getting in with 2 losses out of the Big Ten. Just not going to happen. Still got Michigan to play in 2 weeks. You got Michigan State and Michigan back-to-back, I believe. So you still got the 2 big dogs to play. So they're going to be focused. They're going to be dialed in on this one. I like this. I like them to cover this game. 3 touchdowns for them. Just, get ready for those last 2 Michigan teams, and hopefully the state of Michigan can take them down. All right, next one, we're going to the Little 12 or Little 8, as they may be. Baylor OU. Committee is not a fan of Oklahoma by any stretch of the imagination. Undefeated, still sitting at number 8, but this is where they can bolster their resume. They're going to Baylor. This game would have been a lot spicier if Baylor didn't shit the bed against TCU last weekend, but still number 8 versus number 13. It is 5.5 for the Sooners on the road. What do you think? Bears bounce back this week?
So there's a little conflict of interest here. There's a certain person that listens to this podcast would be very upset with me if I did not pick Oklahoma here. So kind of have to do it, although I don't really want to. I don't want to pick Baylor.
That's why we do these games.
Last week, why would I do it? Why would I do it again? Why would I pick 4 if I picked against them last week?
Hey man, they might bounce back. They're getting 5.5.
That's true, but man. Oklahoma's won the last 5 times. They have not covered the last 5 times, though. That's a little scary. They're 1-4 against the spread last 5 games. I would like to pick Oklahoma, but I think I might even just stay on brand here and pick the under 63. 63 seems like a lot here.
Doubt the offense.
Man. Yeah, we're just gonna go 63 for the under here. We're gonna stay away from the conflict of interest here. I'm not going to pick this one. 63 seems a lot. 63 seems like a lot of points. The total looks like over is 59%. So yeah, makes sense to me. We'll take the under.
We didn't get an upset from our man Bear this week. Said the board was too tough this week. This would be a game I'd be looking at. Money lines plus 175 for the Baylor Bears at home. Only thing is though, Oklahoma is coming off a bye. Expect them to have a couple wrinkles there on the offense. Just another week for Caleb to get, smooth things out. Nobody got arrested, I heard, from Oklahoma. That's usually a problem on bye week. Guys tend to get arrested for the Sooners on bye week, or at least it comes out. I'm going to take Baylor here, plus 5.5. I'm not going to take them to win the game, though. I think the Sooners win this game, probably by a field goal, maybe 4 points. They got that 4-7. You got that awkward scoring with a field goal stop here or there, so it could be a 7-point swing right there. I'm going to take the Sooners to win this game, but I'm going to take Baylor to cover at home. I expect them to bounce back. Bohannon can't play much worse than he played last week against TCU. Sooners defense is solid. Offense it's been a little hit or miss with Caleb, and you expect that with a young QB, but a lot better than what they had with Spencer. So yeah, I expect the Sooners. I hope the Sooners play with a chip on their shoulder, as they should, being ranked 8th. You want to play with a chip on your shoulder, say, hey, we need to be in the top 4 here if we're undefeated. So I'm gonna go with Baylor, but the Sooners to win outright. And our last game, college basketball, has started. Got a couple of good games Friday and Saturday night. Couple of top 5 matchups. You love to see it. College basketball does it right. You always see these games in the season. But we're going to go with the Friday night matchup. It is 2 versus 3. It is UCLA and Villanova. UCLA obviously bringing back most of that squad that went on a run. Those boys caught fire at the end of the year last year, just to be cut down in their prime on a heartbreaker. But yeah, what's the line? I think this line was 2.5.
2.5, yeah.
2.5 for Nova, I believe. Is this game
UCLA
2.5 minus 2.5?
Yeah.
I don't know where this game is being played. It says UCLA is the home team, but I don't know if they're at a neutral site or not. Might have to check on that one. But yeah, who do you like in this game, Scott?
I mean, college basketball early on is really tough, especially with the incoming freshmen that come in. It's like watching Duke last night. Watching what's his name?
Paolo can hoop though. Paolo's
a baller. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you just never know with these freshmen. Like, they could be ballers like Paolo, or they could
all 3 freshmen look
it up. You just never really know.
Amani Bates was money last night, and so was old Chet. Was it Chet? Clint? Whatever.
Chet Holmgren?
Yeah, Chet Holmgren. All 3 were pretty all solid. The freshmen. So but you're right.
For me, it's always kind of tough. It's always kind of tough to pick early on college basketball games, but with UCLA bringing back a lot of their players here, Johnny Juzang, big name that most March Madness fans would know because he had a pretty big March last year to make that big run. I think really, just because it's so early on, I'm gonna take Nova plus 2.5.
Ooh.
Usually early on games, I just like taking the points here. I feel a little more confident when you got some points in your pocket. It's not that many points, but
it's over a bucket. It's over a bucket.
It's over a bucket. It could come down to some some last minute Hail Mary, and it could happen. Or Nova could blow them out. Who knows? It kind of depends, like you said, where they play, but.
Game is at UCLA. Is at John Wooden Arena.
Okay. It's actually at UCLA.
It's at John Wooden
Arena.
It's
a little scarier. That makes me a little more concerned, but
it's a long trip.
I'm gonna stick with it. Nova plus 2.5. They're plus 120 on the money line as well. I might sprinkle a little bit on there just because it's early on. You just never kind of know what's going to go on.
Early college basketball is always fun to bet.
It is scary, but Duke, Kentucky last time. I'm like, wow, Duke's going to be a force this year.
It's good. So. Coach K's last year. They're going to play a little extra hard. They need a little extra force. It was funny. Somebody bet. I think somebody had a 15-team favorite money line parlay. They bet 5 cents to win 25 cents. Just because it's always these early matchups. Usually the first game is usually some bad team. You're playing a bad team for a tune-up. But then you do get these big boy games. Saturday night is Gonzaga versus Texas. We don't know how good Texas is going to be with the new coach. We know the Zags are going to be good. They brought back the mustachioed monster himself. I'm going to go.
Texas played last night. Looked really good. They still got Ramey and Andrew Jones. So.
Yeah, but they're playing children of the poor, as we like to say in this house. So we'll never know. Chris Beard can coach. They're a basketball school. They've given up on football. They play basketball and have monkeys bite kids at the Texas of Austin. So I'm actually going to go with the Bruins here. I like them at home. Long trip, east to west, a couple hours there. It's going to be a 4 or 5 hour flight. They may get sucked. I would say they get sucked up into the LA scene, but I don't think you're allowed to go outside in LA currently. You're not allowed to have fun out there in LA. So they're not going to be doing anything too much. I'm going to take the Bruins at home in the early matchup here, but I think both these teams are going to have very good seasons. I like both these teams a lot. Usually top five's decent. There's 1 or 2 teams in the top 5 early that kind of falls out and has a bad season. But like you said, the big boys on Tuesday looked real good. I know Michigan won tonight. That's another team people like a lot. So it's a good game. It's good to see. College basketball does a lot for itself by putting these games on early. I wish college football did a little bit more of this. We maybe could if the conferences were a little bit more balanced. But yeah, I'm going with the Bruins. I like the Bruins. I know a few UCLA Bruins out there. So I'm going to swallow 2.5 at home for us. Scott, give me a rundown of your picks this week.
All right, so we got Mississippi State +6, 33 to win 30. Looking for Auburn to put up another stinker here. I think Mississippi State has a better quarterback. Auburn is they are at home, so we'll see what happens there. Kentucky -21.5 against Vandy. Hopefully Vandy doesn't score. Kentucky runs all over them. 55 to win 50 there. My game that I picked last minute here, UTSA -33.
We're getting rowdy. We're getting
a little rowdy. Got to pick the Roadrunners. Some of our boys here, 55 to win 50 on that one. We got our double prop here, parlay. Hollywood Brown over 61.5. Austin Eckler over 4.5 receptions. It's gonna be +260, 50 to win 130. Lock of the week, Clemson and UConn under 51. Man, I really just hope UConn doesn't score. I don't think they will. It's bunch of 4 and 5 stars against a bunch of
no stars.
Bunch of smart kids. They'll probably be doctors and accountants later on. They'll be playing.
It is basketball season. Who knows? They might get woken up. It's basketball season. UConn hoops. They're going to be jazzed up. Who knows?
They might be playing. Some of those UConn players might be playing some men's league in a few years. I don't see them playing in anything more than UConn football. So hopefully they don't score under 51. Lock of the week, 100 to win 91.
All right, I'll give you mine. New Mexico State +52 at Bama. Like I said, not feeling the Bama heat. Big number. Arizona Cardinals -9.5. No new starting quarterback for the Cardinals. Kyler Murray likely to come back this week at home, so I'm going to swallow the 9.5. Little prop action. Captain Kirk T. Cousins, over 3.5 rushing yards. Big number he's got to overcome, but I believe in him against the Chargers on the road. LA Rams on the road, Sunday Night Football, -3.5 against the San Francisco 49ers. And then the lock of the week, staying on brand, we are under 56.5 for the Georgia Bulldogs at the Tennessee Volunteers. Yeah, that's going to do it for us this week. Day early. I'll get the alert out to everybody. We had to squeeze this in, so we'll see how bad, baby. I like how you're gambling. We change it up and he gambles. He goes all in. It's a whole change this episode.
Trying to win some money here, Pete. Trying to win some money. Trying to take a little lead here. We'll see what happens.
Okay. You know, I couldn't get my normal basketball bets in because the lines don't come out this early for those weekend basketball games. This is a good spot to jump on me here. So, yeah, we'll be back normal time next week, Friday. So, yeah, we will see you all next Friday.